Well, good evening. It is a touch late, but I feel the need to play some more Perm, and it's as simple as that. Such is the mantra of this stream. I feel like playing, and thus it shall be so. So, where are we? How are we looking? Well, we've managed to hold on to the Tengri ways, even though our capital and most developed province has decided to embrace the sickening orthodox ways. Mind you, we are syncretic towards orthodox, it's not really giving us too much of a hit, and we're probably going to need that to remain incredibly friendly with Muscovy, so that's... yeah, necessity is the word of the day there. Now, we are good friends with Muscovy, and we are likely going to be using them as a sledgehammer against all who oppose us, and since we're not really in a position to be tackling Muscovy, and that has been pretty much the status quo since we started. We did attempt to war them once and we lost 4 of our 5 provinces for the privilege. So maybe we should pick on some other people like Kazan and Uzbek who've done so once before, and if anything that is an indication that we can do so again. Now, I pride myself on being able to turn a profit no matter the situation. Although we have a fair few provinces, they are dirt poor, autonomy is high. Yes, very high, and we had to make each of these individually a state because it's almost cruel the way these are split up. So we have our Ural province here, the first one that we got out of the Uzbeks, and then we grabbed a province in the central Siberia area, then one in the Irtesh area, and then the Ob area. So that means 4 different states for these 4 provinces we grabbed. Thankfully, the state limit is not looming over us. We can still assign 8 more, but we may have to keep that in mind as we expand. So we're going to grab the Ishim, Irtesh, Ob, but we'll have to consider ones over there in the future. Otherwise, we're just going to have them sitting at territories not making us terribly much money. But hey, that is a problem for the future. At the moment, we need a better foundation. I wouldn't mind kicking some money out of the people that we need to attack here. Said people being Kazan and Uzbek. Our truce is up with Kazan, but I don't want to fight them just yet since they are allied with Uzbek, whose truce with me will last for another year and a touch. So we're going to let that time pass by, and we're going to hope that Muscovy doesn't go off gallivanting without being under our supervision. Now, very thankfully, we have extremely high trust with Muscovy, and we want to keep it that way. We don't want this, though. Our nobility are not very happy with us. They want more control. And the Chagatai have decided to respond in kind about the whole being rivals thing. We'll just shove that right back in their face. But yes, I do need to worry a little touch about the... oh man, I forgot about loot map mode. I'm going to have to remember that in the future. Yes, what do the nobles want? They're always getting on our case about things, so perhaps I should look towards that. Now, where is that estates map mode when I need it? I used to have it assigned, and I seem to have undone that. Estates can go next to not coalitions. Yeah, we'll have it under the opinion there. Estates, tell me more. So, we'll give the clergy these, but we only gave the nobility 1 province over there in Siberia. I have no problem just giving them another crappy province, except I do. That's the thing. I don't want to lose more money, but nobility do need to be kept somewhat placated here. And as much as I really want to convert Bashkirid to Tengri, I simply cannot afford the advisor that would make that happen. Jake, can't you just develop the province they control once? Yes, I could, but it would be fairly expensive. Woods and Arctic, especially Arctic, is ever so painful. And if I check out on the geographic map mode, the climate here, anything in white is something I am going to be monstrously disinterested in developing. And oh, would you look at that? It's everything I've owned ever, bar these 2 provinces. Did I actually? Yeah, I did improve you once. I think I had admin to boot. And it was a province that I just ended up casting away to Muscovy. But such are the times we live in. So we are going for the Great Perm achievement. I'm calling it Permafrost because I just think that's a much better name. We've claimed everything that we can claim. We'll be going for it, no doubt. The inflation is on the rise there. But still, getting dip power is fairly important. I want to at least have technology that is, well, something to be proud of. Try at least. Hey, my not exactly loyal nobles, go take care of the deep, untamed taiga. You'll love it. Aye. Well, feels good to actually get some provinces converted, except our missionary has stopped due to... I forget exactly what. There was a reason we had stopped that. What was it? I think it was because these guys didn't like us. Okay, his monthly progress is a disaster, and I'm not sure I really want to pay that for them. I'm trying to remember why. I think it's because the clergy and I fell out of favour, and I had to wait for something before I gave them something else. A generous donation, perhaps? Ah yes, the donation will be in July. I may as well do it, even though it's going to cost me money. Although I rather like that. Let's get us that extra admin. And there you go. Like I said, I'm a generous guy, and I need these guys loyal to me, since it gets these conversions going. I am certainly not syncretic with Sunni, so I need to keep them happy with me. The nobility will tick up, they will slowly become loyal again. It might take about 9 years, but it'll happen. And very soon, that is to say August this year, we'll be ready to kick some ass. And again, these two are allied, but that's okay. There's no point increasing my relations with the Chagatai. We have decided that we hate each other's guts. And how lovely. Muscovy have, well, they don't rival Poland. Surely they wouldn't rival us. Surely. Money continuing to dribble away, but if we stop with one of our colonies, we're going to start making money, which is good because we're going to need it to pay our maintenance for our armies. But on the other flip side, we're not going to have a missionary that we're going to pay, although I'm not entirely sure about that. I need to give it some thought. There's a lot of things I need to give thought, like why you have a truce with Chagatai. Oh wait, now I'm looking at the wrong country. I was thinking you had a truce with Chagatai. That would be scary, and not at all what we're looking for. So, Chura now fully sustaining, and actually going to make us money. That salt, well, it's worth a fair chunk. Jake, something to consider, turning syncretic to Sunni and actually allying the Ottomans if they rival Muscovy. Something for the future. But I want to be able to convert all these disgusting Sunni provinces, such as getting this on the go. So I got the clergy to like me. They still have quite a bit of, almost too much influence over my country. I don't want to give them any more, but I do want to get these provinces converted. Where can I go for that? I'll hire, yeah, I can get this one done fairly swiftly if I hand it over to the clergy. It would give them no influence, apparently. Why do I not believe that? I think I can. They're probably getting the maximum influence from controlled provinces. Indeed they do, so I have no problem just shelling out another one and saying, clergy, get to it. I want this province converted on the double, even if it is going to cost. So, we've got a decent ruler, but the Muscovy have better ruler. We've got decent Miltech, but the Muscovites have better. Next month we go to war. We've got claims aplenty. We won't be making use of all of them because sadly Muscovy have their eyes on a fair chunk of it as well. But such is how it is. I'm going to make the Uzbeks a co-belligerent in all of this, and this is going to be my conquest of Shelyaba. Because I want it. But it's very important to get Muscovy in on this, even if I am promising them land, because I have an idea towards that. I also really hope that the Uzbeks don't go and seize my colony, but I suspect that they will not. Let's go and do it and see what happens. Jake, ally the Haida, but well, it's good to have them as a co-belligerent. It means I can grab all that I need. What isn't so good is that they might come and destroy me If I go and venture off too far away from the Muscovites, I could be running into that problem, especially since they're probably going to go and take care of Samara while the enemy would come and purge me. So I need to make my way over to where the Muscovites are to ensure that my interests are kept in mind at the peace table. Oh, well, that's actually very promising. 7,000 of the enemy's 18,000 are already busy in Muscovite land. No doubt about to die. Not to the point where I'm willing to quite split up, but I want to keep an eye on where Muscovy are going. So it's like I said, I need my interests kept in mind here. Okay, good, they're gunning for them. Kazan have been building up that old spy network on me. I might consider returning the favor, but or really, do I care? And the answer is I do not. Okay, this I care about though. We got a whole chunk of Uzbekers on their way. And the thing about them is that they are on par technologically with me. I could take the next one, and I see little reason not to. 9 would be a big step. 9 is what I would like. I should probably take a step back, but I'm not sure. No, it's probably for the better. I don't want them coming along and destroying me. But I need to stay a step ahead of my enemies here when it comes to occupying provinces. Grabbing Arshali, pretty good step towards that. Another good step is grabbing the north as well. So what's it going to be? Uzbek. It's a bit of a concern that Muscovy may push forward here. But not to the point where I'm about to jump on that. I'm going to see what he's doing. So Muscovy is going south to take on the enemies. I see no reason not to get involved with that because I need to get some... well, maybe I could just attach to the lad. And that'll slow him down, and then I make my own journey. So attach to slow him down, and then I'm on my way as well. But I want to arrive the day after you because I don't want to take the front line here. A flawless plan. Some could say it's beautiful, and they'd be right. So there we go, gotta notice the way that this moves. Muscovy have loads of participation due to that battle that they fought earlier, and the fact that they're the only one actually doing any proper sieging. Sieges on actual forts count a lot more than unfortified provinces. I think it's 10 times more. Just something worth keeping in mind. Operation Human Shield. It is the ultimate operation when involving Russians, right? Now, I gotta be careful that the Russians don't siege this up. It's quite important to me. But they are getting an unfortunately high amount of war participation here. Go figure, they are the ones sieging up Samara. But I can return the favor for my own benefit. There we go. There we go. I need to know about this province to the south. Well, it's not really need to know, but I want to know. Take us a wee while to get there. Don't want those Russians pushing too far, though. Surprised to see you streaming so late, Jake. Did you just start? Yeah. I've only been going at this for about 15 minutes. Nothing too grand. But I finished playing that loot game, and I just felt I wanted to play some Euro. That's all there is to it. Excuse my hiccups there. I just felt I want to play, and so I played. Now this is dangerous. I can't really let the Russians take the siege of Sheliba, since it is my claim. Okay, they managed to get the enemy's capital there. I should really get exploring down south just so that I know about these provinces. And since I should feel relatively safe about this, I should cap this and then move on. But where have they gone? I can't see my allies since they disappeared into Terra Incognita. But I think whatever they're doing it well, since they just sent the enemy packing. And I want to get that capital sieged for myself, because it's going to give me some nice sticking war participation. When saying it, it's always tempting to go war score, but no, it's war participation that I'm looking for here. Not going to get it much for sieging up these unfortified ones, but I need to grab that capital. And a battle wherever I can. Makes a little bit of difference at least. And hopefully Muscovy just stay away. And Muscovy are uninterested in the Uzbek lands. That I need to keep that way. Ah, shoot, they're already sieging us up as if they're trying to prove something. But I think surplus to requirement units don't actually count. I think. So the Kazan are trying to take that back. Again, they're going to get more of that by attacking them. But I've always got the interests of number one in my mind. Jake, when you pick next idea group, recruit a conquistador from estates. Not sure I follow that. My next idea group is almost certainly going to be religious, because I just love religious thematically. Yeah, no doubt the my good friends in Muscovy off to destroy our enemies. But war participation is scarily in Muscovy's favour, which means if I take so much as one province, they're going to demand quite a... Oh, actually, that's not looking too bad. Might even be able to do it 1-for-1 at this rate. Maybe. That's not something worth banking it all on. Looking good. Now this is dirt poor land, which most people really shouldn't be too interested in, but I am so low on options, I need an expansion path. And I don't need to be running face first into the remnants of the Uzbek army, especially in the steppes. We're just going to hang back a bit here. Maybe someone that isn't me wants to get involved in that fight. Okay, he seems to be gathering his strength, which isn't so much what I want. Ever confused army of Muscovy deciding to head south. Poor decision by them. That's okay, Operation Human Shield is always in effect here. So, we're making decent money now. I could certainly go and do a touch more... It's all garbage. It's just garbage out here, but I really need to get colonizing and pave my way over to the east. Still, it's dangerous to establish one here since it could be caught. Maybe I should be looking to grab provinces inside a state that I've already claimed as my own. Unfortunately, it's going to cost a lot of money. But a bit of depth to my country couldn't hurt. And I do look a bit sickly without it. Alright, get to it. Might as well get to it now, right? So, Muscovites are on their way north. I, of course, will assist from the rear. I think it's a province that they can't see. Guess I'm going to attach myself to them. But we have all this under control. Sidoin says, you always say you like to try new things, but have you ever actually tried humanism, Jake? Yes, I used it during the Mongol Khanate run. Or Mongolia, I can't remember what it was called back then. No, this is unfortunate. I wonder if they'd be interested in taking a map from me. I think they can only... yeah, I can only request. Plus we're at war. What a pity. Yeah, forget this. I'm doing my own thing here. It's kind of good that Muscovy gets to know this as well, since they'll be able to go and fight a touch better. I must have missed the memo there. Who did I just fight? Oh well, it matters not. Also doesn't matter if Muscovy grab these provinces, since they are, with absolute certainty, going to fling them over to me. But I need to grab Vaw. It is, after all, my claim, my aspiration. Humanist Khans are mighty. Humanism is such a powerful idea group, but I just don't like it. And if you don't like something, don't do it. Very simple advice to live by, but powerful. Yeah, how could I forget the Ryukyu humanism exploit? Refresh my memory, were you actually able to cancel idea groups back then? I get the feeling that you could not. Oh, feels good to have money again, those spoils of war from looting keeping me alive here. Go, my glorious armies. There's not really much point paying them either, so let's try and save a ducat or two here. Whilst looting, naturally. Grab that one last province and we are looking good. Naval Force Summit and permanent Casus Belli against primitives does not strike me as something worth getting at the moment, so we'll probably leave that last exploration idea hanging there for a considerable amount of time. Golden Horde's opinion of us needs to be high. Well, when the bonus is there, why not go for it? Means I'll have to retract the individual I have on Muscovy for a short period of time. Hopefully they don't turn on us for that. We'll get our peace on the go. So this is why we made Uzbek a co-belligerent, so we can turn to them and go, thanks for all the fish, but I'm taking the fish. Okay, it's going to cheese off quite a few people. Chagatai, Kazan, Timurids. Now the Timurids do know of us and they could, well, actually turn around and coalition us for that. Which seems pretty harsh. I know I'm taking a fair chunk of land, but really, they don't seem to like that too much. 26.3 from that. Or considerably less if I do it through you. That's a shame, but such is life. I might just want to go for my claims then. Just, he says, but I have something of a plan about that. Depends how I want to play it, because I really want to open up this expansion possibility for myself. Coalitioned by hordes is not something I'm going to worry about with Muscovy by my side though, because he can kick them to the curb rather solidly. Maybe Lower Ishim is the one that I want to take, it's nice and cheap. And I'm grabbing all these provinces that I have my delicious claims on. Original plan was to grab Siberia and release them, but turned out I forgot to grab a Siberian province. I thought this was Siberian, but what do I know? Not that, apparently. Seems good enough. I'll grab this, though it may be expensive on the aggressive expansion. And of course, the money. We only get 8 of those ducats, but it's better than a kick in the face. No, that's a bad idea. It would just make the truce considerably longer. It's also tempting to humiliate them. We'll be drinking that PP for quite a while. That also would make the truce longer, but maybe that's what we want. Allows them to cool off a bit as well. And yes, we'll grab a few. It's not really worth it for that tiny amount of ducat, though. Trust with Muscovy looks good. Yeah, I think we're going to grab that. Seems pretty nice to me. We have a fairly high tolerance of heathens, a bit disgusting by my account, but we do have +2 of it from our national ideas, so it can't be helped. Well, it can be helped, it's further helped by the yellow shamans that we have. So what's the story with Kazan then? Let's recall our troops and figure that one out, whilst we look at these provinces that we can now core. See no reason not to core up the whole lot of them, except for you. Let's leave you for a bit as I consider the situation. Now I gotta tread carefully here, pretty carefully, since Muscovy sees a lot of it as vital interest, but Muscovy sees a lot of everything as vital interest. I mean, really. I think they could be convinced to get rid of their designs on some of these provinces. I also want to pay good attention to areas here. Nogai is a huge area that, frankly, I would like to control. Might not be all that wealthy, but does add up. And Nogai is kinda outside of their desires. Well, to a degree. It's dangerous, but I'm going to play it this way, where I take land that Muscovy is quite clearly interested in. Don't really want to... Oh, they don't want it. That's kind of interesting. Maybe they're interested in getting Arshali, which I can certainly allow them to have. They're still unimpressed. They're thinking I'm getting off too good with this. Quite a bit too good with this. Could give them that. It's a nice province. I claimed it for myself, but really it is their vital interest. But they're still not convinced. That's probably because they did most of the fighting here. And by most I mean almost all of the fighting. But I do need to secure my hold around here. Perm ideas equals more land is good, less land is bad. Don't want them having any reason to think that I have screwed them over, but I really want this province. Why do I want it so bad? It's only 8 development, but it is dealing in iron, and iron is a wonderful trade good. Furthermore, it's part of the Bashkiria area, which I have already made into a state of mine. And it goes well with Bashkir. The important thing is to get the Bashkir culture more on my side. I can throw this one towards Muscovy as well, but strangely enough they're not interested in that. Okay, that one seems to go down a treat. They'll actually be fairly happy with that. I shouldn't push it too much harder, but let's see how this goes then. Uzbek and Kazan would both coalition me after this, but they wouldn't because time will pass, and they'll chill out after that. And I think after this I've slaughtered them down to the point where I can take them on without getting Muscovy involved. It's a shame I have to give Muscovy so many provinces just to keep them on my good side. A humiliation is always nice, but Muscovy sees that as a good thing I'm doing for myself, same as if I asked for war reparations. But this seems okay. Isn't Buzuluk part of the Bashkirid state, Jake? This one right here. Then yes, yes it is. But it's also not one I'm too worried about, because that is deep into what Muscovy considers their own. I'm thinking by doing this they might relinquish their designs on Agidel, but I don't want to push my luck too much further, because the moment Muscovy decides that I should die, I'm going to die. There's not really too much I can say against that. Okay, that was dangerous, because by closing and reopening it, I made Muscovy think they don't want this anymore. They actually don't want this if I get this, which is interesting, but we're going to see how that goes. Please, give me the money. This is dangerous. Very dangerous. I know what I'm doing. I am telling Muscovy that this land is mine, not theirs, and they're a nice guy. They decided they no longer have interest in that province, but they have interest in a whole lot more, and what I've done is I have just fed my greatest enemy 1825 development, and what did I get out of it? I got 17, so making them grow faster than I'm growing. There is concern to be had here. With a bit of luck I'll core both of these. Bashkir will become an accepted culture, and I'll be able to convert this province away from disgusting Sunni. That's the hope, at least, and we always have hope, right? I'm also going to grab Lower Ishim, and finally have a subject to call my own. Yes, finally have a subject. There we go. Kazakh. We'll release them. They're going to be Sunni, but that's okay. I just want to have a nice subject who can deal with Sunni lands for me. Okay, I forgot about that part. Okay, they got pretender rebels because I just released